videos or don't click at all. I don't give a fuck. I do. I give many fucks. Please click.
Well, excuse the languages, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, but it happens to be true.
Which part?
Well,
All of it, huh?
let's put it this way. When Ivanka introduced him, and he comes out, he's got his hands all over her, all right? Her hips, brushing up on her ass, you know?
What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? I saw it.
You really got your mind corrupted. He kissed her on either cheek.
You'll excuse me. I know exactly what I saw, and many reporters reported the same thing. It was up on YouTube all day, okay? Just because you like the guy, you know, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I really will. You know, he talks up a good game, but no solutions. He's terrible on the, the teleprompter, okay? Ivanka gave a good speech, but she was wrong. Ivanka said, he's a self-made man who started from the bottom. If my father gave me $1 million,
You'd still be, you're lucky if you have $500,000.
well, I don't know, but there's a lot of things.
And for the industry he's in, he probably did start from the bottom because the first, he did a lot of things.
No, he had to make a decision. Should he stay in Queens and work with his dad, or does he go across the river to Manhattan? And that's what he decided to do because that's where the money was. Okay?
That's what everybody said he couldn't do it, and he did it.
I'll grant you a lot of the things she said. It was a very nice tribute to her father. John Voight, his segment, showing how he treats and promotes women within his organization was also very nice. But
How about the guy before Trump and Ivana?
Who?
About the bald-headed guy. I forgot his name. You didn't watch him.
Well, I did, but I was sort of watching something else. The guy who said he knows him, his father started a grocery from California or something. Now he's a billionaire. I don't know.
I don't know. He was a builder also, I think. He worked with some buildings. But
I don't know.
Trump's friend for years.
Well, obviously,
He said a lot of
yeah, but,
nice things.
star power. Not that it makes a difference. Antonio Zapata?
Yeah.
What a joke. Scott Baio? And Scott Baio said, they asked him, Dana Bash asked him when he wrote it or something, and he said, I did it in church on Sunday. Another one, carrying the cross,
Okay. So you got something against religious people?
I wish I had a hair on my head for every time that Jesus was mentioned. Okay?
You probably have it.
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, obviously, folks, you could tell I am not a Trump supporter. I wouldn't believe a word he says. Okay? Mike Pence, the only reason he picked Mike Pence is because he wants to satisfy the conservative element in the GOP. Mike Pence stands for everything that I'm against. What can I tell you? And
Everything?
yeah, everything. Your favorite song.
Everything?
That's right.
Oh.
Yeah,
well,
baby.
Yeah. That's something else you don't like.
Oh, and his speech, 75 minutes. This way, he could tell everybody, like he always does, it was huge. Okay, he gave the longest speech in the modern era of the Republican Party. He even beat Clinton. Clinton's was 1 hour and 10 minutes, I think. And Trump's was 1 hour and 15 minutes.
That's because of all the clapping.
All the clapping?
Yeah. You don't think there's a lot of clapping?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a lot of clapping,
Listen,
a lot of cheering.
I'm just afraid that the election is going to be much closer than people tend to think. All right.
You mean Hillary's going to do better?
Well, we'll see how much of a bump he gets. You know, after the conventions, as always, the person whose convention goes first gets a bump. So I'm assuming either they'll come out with statistics either over the weekend or Monday maybe as to whether or not Trump went up a little bit or stayed the same. I doubt if he went down. Okay. But we got the Democratic convention next week.
And that's when Hillary will come up.
Which will be the same, the other side of the coin. I tend to believe her more, but it's the same usual bullshit that goes on during campaigns.
You see, I can't believe Hillary anything she says anymore. I don't believe Trump too much about what he says.
Well, look, the only thing I have against Hillary is that I know and I've said this to you before, if you and I did the same thing, we'd be in jail already, okay? But it's not just about her. It's anybody who has connections.
But does that make it right for her to be able to run? Somebody who's definitely lied to the people of the United States.
Hey, Nixon was president, and he lied.
He quit.
Well, he had to.
He was going to get impeached. I'm just saying. So that's that means nothing. Sorry to say, but it's.
It's
when Dr. Moore. By the way, I'm Felix, otherwise known as the Rev, the rebellious Rev.
And I think I'm more rebellious today than you are.
Yeah, and this is Dr. Mark, otherwise known as the Doc. And you can you can give us a call. That's right.
That's right. Phone number.
516.
No, not really.
646 595
3275.
That's it. That's our number. We also have 2 chat rooms open. All we need is somebody to talk into the chat rooms.
And the number to call in Brooklyn is 646-595-3275.
And that's the number everywhere.
And the number in Jersey, 646-595-3275.
And the number in Malaysia,
646-595-3275. We make it very easy for you to call us here, folks.
Yeah, you could also chat us. You could also... what else can you do?
The Trump kids.
You could also use a trumpet.
The Trump kids,
Did you hear Donald Trump's speech?
Yes, I did. Sure, I did.
And did you happen to watch the I don't remember which station had a focus group of undecided people?
CNN had a focus group, I know. I think I was watching CNN.
Okay, they had a focus group. And they asked the focus group what they thought of the speech, if anybody changed their minds about Trump after hearing it. And a few people said yes, they're more in favor of Trump. And they said if Donald Trump Jr. was running, how many people would vote for him as president? And everybody raised their hands.
Well, I'm telling you, the guy has the teleprompter down pat. He and his sister Ivanka know how to talk to a crowd. They know how to convince a crowd. I'm telling you, he's a future politician. If his father doesn't make it now, he's still very young. I think he's in his late 30s.
What are you talking about?
Donald Jr.
Oh, so if Donald doesn't make it, he's not running.
No, I said if the Donald doesn't make it, he will probably make it. You're not supposed to get personal calls while we're on the air. Folks, I just want to continue the conversation here. Donald Jr. has the makings of a politician. He's got the swagger. He's got the polish and the finish. I don't know where he went to school. Okay, for that matter, I don't know where Ivanka went to school. I know Trump, and any parent would do this, set her up in her own business. Donald Jr. followed in his father's footsteps, and he made sure to bring that out during his speech. Tiffany, I think it's Tiffany, the 21-year-old who just graduated from University of Pennsylvania. Obviously, it's too early to have any reports on her. But, I mean, they talk about the fathering that he did, okay? Well, let's consider something. His children were raised by either his ex-wives or Melania and nannies. When you're Donald Trump, you hire the best nannies or au pairs, and they do everything with your kids. Ivana has her own business. It frees her up to run her business, okay, while somebody else raises her children. And I think her children, Donald Jr. and Ivanka, Marla Maples, and I think Eric. I think Eric also. Marla Maples, it was Tiffany. And the kid Brandon, the 10-year-old, is Melania's kid. Okay? He seemed like an average, 10-year-old, whatever. I guess it becomes confusing because Donald Trump Jr. has 5 kids, and I think there's got to be at least 1 or 2 that might be older than 10. So, or the same age. So it's kind of strange to have an uncle who's the same age as you. At least I find it strange. Maybe you people out there who have 2 families or whatever, or siblings who are much younger than you, all right, maybe you don't. But as far as the convention went, you had the first day where there were problems with Melania's speech, whole controversy. After the first 2 days, they asked, or after the first day, they asked the same uncommitted delegates, the same that Felix, or the rebellious Rev, was talking about. How many, after the first day, are convinced that they want to vote for Donald Trump, and nobody raised their hand? Okay, absolutely nobody. They weren't convinced. The rebellious Rev gave you the statistics. He said, the one that I saw had almost half. They said raise their hands. He'll get a little bit of a boost. I don't know how much. Then he has the first day he had Dr. Ben Carson calling Hillary aligns herself with Lucifer. Okay. I mean, this guy's strange. I don't know what planet he's on. I really mean it.
Well, he's one of the best neurosurgeons.
He might be a great, neurosurgeon, world-renowned, and I know he overcame a lot of crap in his childhood to get where he was.
What he did was he mentioned the book that was dedicated to Lucifer, who was written by... Who's the book written by? I forgot.
I don't know.
Oh, he said it. He didn't call her Lucifer. You had to listen to his speech. He was reading a book. He was reading about a book that, like he said, that was Hillary's primary hero.
Don't know.
And the book was dedicated to Lucifer. Okay. You didn't listen to the speech, obviously.
I heard what people were saying about it.
It doesn't mean anything. You should know that by now. The only way you know what the truth is if you listen to it.
Hey, listen, I wasn't voting for